What is good, gang? I am fucking stoked to be here. Are you fucking stoked to be here? Because I'm fucking stoked to be here. That is right. You guessed it. Today, we got another unboxing video. I'm Sly Shillings from Unpopular Opinion. Let's check it out. Guys, we're taking a look at a piece of Jordan history today. That's right, baby. Jordan history. So let's just catch a quick glimpse. By looking at the box, you probably know what it is. This is a pair from 2023. So without further ado, let's get a closer look at the specs of these bad boys. What size, you ask? My size. This is a size 12. Style code on these bad boys is CT8013116. This is a pair of Jordan 12s, like I said, from 2023. So let's take a closer look. These did come from GOAT, as you can see, but let's get to what really matters. Woo-hoo! I wasn't playing when I said a piece of Jordan history. That's right. These are those 2023 Cherry 12s. We'll get into some of the specs and logistics of these bad boys in just a moment. We're just going to take a quick look at some of the detail on here. And these are, this is a pair, in my opinion, what I consider to be one of the gems of my collection. I have worn these a couple times, as you could probably tell. All right, let's get this other one out real quick. That's it. There they are again, those Air Jordan Cherry 12s. This is the 2023 release. There has been one other release prior to the original release, but we'll get that in. We'll get into that in a second. Like I said, we're just taking just a closer look at some of the details on these ones. This was a must. This was a must. I did not get these on release day. I want to say I got these actually in 2024. So a year after. But man, these are definitely, like I said, these are one of what I consider to be my gems in my collection. As you can see, I definitely actually, the day I got these, damaged my box pretty bad too. I had this in another pair that I was carrying into another room, and I wasn't paying attention. The door was open. I ran into the door and just completely smashed the side of this box in. So I had to hit it with a little tape job. That's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about these, so let's get into it. All right, y'all, this is it, man. The Jordan 12 Cherries, classic shoe when it comes to the Jordan lineup. So these bad boys, these here, originally released in 1997 was when we first got the Air Jordan Cherry 12s. That's right. These are the shoes from probably the most iconic season that Jordan played, the 96 and 97 season. These are them. In my opinion, these in the flu games, probably, in my opinion, they take the cake on 12s for me. I do have other pairs of 12s that I like. I did have, back in the day, I did stand in line, back when our JD was still finish line. Me and one of my buddies, we stood in line for the Taxi 12s. The Taxi 12s were another sweet pair. The Playoff 12s, another classic pair. But the Cherries? Come on, man. These in the flu games, they're too clean, bro. They're too clean. I couldn't pass up on these. So, like I said, these originally came out in 1997, was the first time that we saw these. Like I said, Jordan's probably most iconic season in basketball, the 96 and 97 season. This actually was the first introduction of the Nike, the Zoom Air in the Jordan lineup. Basically what that means is this was the first Jordan, I believe, to actually have a full, we'll just put it into simpler terms, the air bubble on the Air Max, like the full length Air Max. Was actually the first Jordan to have the full length Zoom Air, or the air bubble, in the shoe. Obviously you just can't see it. So yeah, these have like imagine just the Air Max bubble on the inside of these. The first Jordan to have that. In my opinion, Jordan 12s are one of the most comfortable Jordans that are out there. And honestly, later into my sneaker career, finding that out, I'm like, oh dude, no fucking wonder. Because if you wear Jordans, you know damn well that they're not comfortable at all. As much as I love Jordans, those are the shoes that kind of really got me into the sneaker community to begin with. They're not comfortable at all. How that man played basketball and played such great basketball in these shoes, I will never fucking know. MJ, more power to you. Love the shoes, but 12s, like I said, in my opinion, are probably the most comfortable Jordans. When it comes to Jordans, besides the point, original release 1997. We did get these again in 2009. I did have the 2009 release. I did not get them in 2009. I got my pair, I want to say probably when I was in 10th grade, like my sophomore year of high school. I had traded a kid, that was in another city, and we drove up there, and I actually, I was doing a 2-for-1 for the cherries, because he had the '09 cherries, and those were hot at the time. At the time when I was in high school, those were hot. Like, that was a pair that, that you didn't typically see around. So I was doing a 2-for-1 on those, and he had a few other pairs that we were kind of negotiating on, and I ended up getting another pair. From him while I was up there. But anyways, I had the '09 release. I will put a picture of the original 97s, and I'll put a picture of the '09 release in here. And those right there, ladies and germs, were the original Cherry 12s from 1997. That's right, the legendary shoe from a legendary season of basketball. And that's right, you guessed it. Those were that '09 release. So obviously it's the same shoe. It's still a Cherry 12, so they're going to look similar. But as you could tell, you could see that there were just some minor differences. So you'll really get the bigger picture once we take a look at all three of them side by side. But those were that '09 release of the Air Jordan 12 Cherries. We were supposed to get another release in 2017. These were supposed to come back. They never did. So in 2023, baby, October 28th, I believe it was, of 2023, the Cherry 12s finally returned to us. And in my opinion, these ones look, they did great on these ones as far as making them look like the originals in 97, because if you would see them side by side, I wish I still had my '09 pair. But maybe I'll try and find a picture of the three of them all lined up together. And that's it, y'all. The OGs, the 97s, the 2009s, and the 2023s all next to each other, so you can kind of get an idea of the differences and the similarities throughout the years. Go back, pause the picture, take a look, do some more research, because I'm telling you, if you look, the 97 and the 2023, they have a bigger and bolder look to them, and I think they really executed that very well on the 2023s. But that's it. So back to the video. These ones look identical to the 97 release, so I was pretty geeked up about that. But as you can see, they've got the white leather uppers on them. Probably can't tell. I don't know if it'll be zoomed in or not, but it's got the pebbled leather on the above the midsole here. Shiny silver hardware. Got your Jumpman and your 2-3 going down the tongue. Clean shoe. I absolutely love these. I couldn't pass up on them, especially since I had the '09 release. I'm like, man, I got to get them. They were close to retail, if not a little bit over when I got them. I actually just looked on StockX. Don't buy off of StockX. That's besides the point. I actually just looked on StockX, and they're sitting, depending on what size, there's some sizes are sitting at retail, some a few dollars below. Just depends on what size that you wear. Definitely a classic shoe to have in your collection, though, man. These ones, like I said, are probably one of my gems. I have worn them a handful of times, not often. But I do love them, though. You can get these pretty much anywhere, guys. StockX, GOAT, Flight Club. Probably not any of your retail spots. Like, it's all going to have to be, like, resale places. But you can get your hands on them. That's for sure. Was super excited to share these ones with you guys, to take a little bit of a dive into some Jordan history. I hope you guys enjoyed. What do you guys like better? You like these are the flu games better? Let me know in the comments. And until the next one, as always, guys, stay safe. And as a heads up, y'all, we did update our name on Instagram. So if you are just dying to see more, man, you can get at us on Instagram at unpopularopinion.ent. Myself personally at Let It Fly Sly. And that's it, y'all. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for tuning in. We've been seeing the views go up. They haven't gone unnoticed. We're appreciative of every one of them. We hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, stay safe, gang.